What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the End Goal Podcast, the show where I like to interview people, usually on topics that I find interesting or informative or educative. We're going to work on that introduction at some point, and some point it will be natural. Right now, it's not as much rap. Right now, it's not as natural, but eventually we'll get there. Tonight, you're just stuck with me. You are honestly just stuck with me tonight because I was supposed to have a a guest. They're not responding right now. So instead of wasting the block that we have, I'm here to talk to you solo about some things that have been going on in life and hopefully share some insights, share some stories, talk about some fun, interesting things. And let's just make this a nice little checkpoint between you and me, okay? So I hope you guys have been enjoying the past few podcasts. They've been great. They've been honestly great. And I have some that I've already recorded that I still haven't released that are amazing. They're literally amazing. I just have to wait to release them, mainly because I need people to vet them. There's some of them I can only release after a certain date. And dude, it's crazy. What's coming up is just crazy to me that it's even happening. And I think it's awesome. I genuinely think it's super awesome. But enough about teasing things. I would love to know if you have been listening to the previous podcasts, what you thought of them. I've enjoyed every single one of them for different reasons. Like Tim's was the first in person one in years. Josh's the most recent one that went up. Man's, I like listening to Man's, and he's definitely someone I admire because I think when it comes to producing something of good quality that you like to listen to and look at, he just aces all the boxes that I'm still trying to ace. And so I loved the experience. He also got me interested in reading history books, which I've never been interested in reading history books for my entire life. For literally my entire life, I've never been interested in reading history books, not textbooks, but just books and novels in general. So I'm going to read one before the end of the year. It's going to be one from the list that he gave me as well. So that's going to be exciting. Um, and the one with Shamey, an author one, that was great. That was so fun to do. So much fun to do. And I have a couple in the bank right now, like we talked about. The one tonight I was really excited for. I do actually want to say the one tonight I was very excited for. I'm kind of bummed that it's seemingly just not happening now, but hopefully I can I can get them back at the booth for you guys. Hopefully I can get them back in the booth for you guys. What I did want to talk about is a couple of life updates. First of all, I'm an orange belt in Taekwondo. I've been talking a lot this year about starting Taekwondo as one, a physical challenge of like personally, just to try something new, be dedicated to it, obviously be monetarily bound to it, and just see what it brings into my life, whether it's physical changes, mental changes, whatever it is, right? And I kind of wanted to talk about the exam because every 2.5 months they're doing like a belt exam for the next belt. The frequency of it we can talk about later, but it's 2.5 months in between each belt exam. So my first one was just last week as of recording this, and it was awesome. It was sick. I did make some mistakes, but it was really awesome. Let me walk through it with you guys, right? So we're in this massive gym. There's like maybe 6 rows of 7 to 8 people per row. So there's a lot of people in this gym on this mat, all the way from white belts like me to maybe like second or first or second degree black belts, if not more. Um, every belt color basically is there. So first of all, it was cool because where I train in the gym that I train, which is um, just not the main location, we have certain belt levels that I just hadn't seen because I am new and everybody who'd gotten their belt last season came in with the belts that they had. We have white belts, orange belts, yellow belts, green belts, purple belts, and uh, red stripe black belts and black belts. So never seen a brown belt, never seen a blue belt, never seen a red belt. like in person. And what's really cool is nobody that I can talk to will understand or appreciate this, but maybe somebody listening to this will, or I'll have to go online and talk to Camus about it. But it felt like, when you're in an anime and you train with just the certain people that you train, and then you go to that like foreign tournament or whatever it is, and then you see people of like different like levels and classes, and you're like, oh my God, everybody's so cool. That's how I felt. That's genuinely how I felt. It was sick. It was awesome. And what was even better, what was even cooler, is there's this one dude there. I'm not going to dox him, but there's this one dude there who, looking at him and his technique and how smooth and light he was, and how cool and how just precise his strikes were, I was like, I'm having that anime moment when you go to one of these things and you see, like, oh, I want to be like that person. That person motivates me to do more, to do better, all that stuff, right? So that was cool. That was sick. That was awesome. And that was just me getting in there. That my first belt exam, it was just me getting in there, nothing else at this point. And as we were doing the belt exam, one of our purple belts in my gym, or the location that I train at, had given us a little bit of, here's what to expect. Expect them to burn you out at the beginning. We're going to go through many different kicks, many different sequences, and they're just trying to tire you out to see, like, at what point do you, if you break, can you last the full time? It kind of also shows the level of training that you're receiving at your location. So it kind of reflects on your instructor as well. My instructor is a second degree black belt. He's cool as fuck. I'm getting him on the podcast for you guys, and that's all I'm gonna say. He is sick. I when I talked to him for 40 minutes after class one time. He has the mindset of a champion. He has the mindset of a champion. He's so cool. Anyways, back to the exam. So at the beginning of the exam, we're all on the mat. We're all just, doing whatever the instructors tell us to do. They made us do like diving push-ups on our palms and then fists and then knife hands. And I was like I can do it, but I haven't done it in a while. So it's like, that's crazy, sir, what you're asking me to do. It's practically insane what you're asking me to do. And then on top of that, then running through all the sequences. Um, and I didn't know what to expect. I don't know how much of a rest you get, how much of a rest you don't get. I definitely went into this with not ego, but a little bit of, I want to see if I can last with as little water as possible, just in case, just as a little challenge to myself. But I inadvertently did that because I left my water bottle on the other side of the gym where like the second set of mats are. And I sure as hell was not going to be that guy who walks across the mat to the other side of the gym to grab his water bottle and come back. So for the 2 hours of this entire belt test, I did not have water. Definitely sucked, but we got through it. Did not vomit, all that stuff. Was very dehydrated. My mouth was tasting weird things. I kid you not, my mouth was tasting weird things. But nevertheless, it was really cool when we did our partner pad sequences where a black belt is holding the pad for me. I'm a white belt. The black belt instructor or the proctor of the exam, he was telling us a sequence to do. In this case, it was a jab cross, and I believe it was a roundhouse kick. And so I would jab cross, roundhouse kick, jab cross, roundhouse kick, jab cross, roundhouse kick. And my like pad holder was the only dude who was shuffling around as we were moving. So it caused me to step back, step forward, step left, step right, actually shuffle. Everybody else was stationary, but he was the only one shuffling, causing me to shuffle. And I love that. I love when people do that. It adds another layer of intensity and difficulty to the entire 2 minute sequence just to be cognizant of, okay, shuffle forward. Okay, he's shuffling at me, so I need to shuffle backwards and then throw my punches and jabs. Makes me pause sometimes, but I will say my purple belt told me don't gas yourself out too much because you have to last 2 minutes. I definitely gassed myself out a little bit at the beginning of that. So it wasn't the cleanest 2 minutes of my sequence. I definitely got tired towards the end, but I was very proud of lasting towards the end. It was really cool, really fun. And then, so they did that for the white belts and the other belt levels progressively higher and things like that. Um, they because the black belts have their own specific types of training, they would take them to like the other mats to either do sparrings, takedowns, scats, or Hoshin souls. And so we did our own on our side. If you're not familiar with Taekwondo, there are techniques that we learn, there are punches that you learn, kicks that you learn, there are takedowns that you learn, and takedowns are when you are the aggressor upon somebody. How do you take them down and um, without minimal like damage, essentially? Like you're the one attacking the person in front of you. Um, Scats are when somebody is attacking you, and Hoshin souls are essentially grappling techniques. I believe that's how it is. If I'm wrong, Caesar, I'm sorry, but I believe that's how it is. Takedowns are when you're the aggressor. Scats are when somebody's attacking you, and Hoshin souls are for when someone's grabbing you or you're grabbing somebody. Usually, it's for when someone's grabbing you. It's how do you get out of it, and then reverse take them down. So then we went through those. Those were pretty simple and fine. But what was really cool was the sparring. But before we get to the sparring, I do have to say there was this one moment when all of the belt levels were lined up and they told us to do like a specific three kick sequence, which was a front kick into a jumping front kick into a side kick, which were the three kicks that we had to know for the exam. And the way to do it is you do a front kick, put your foot down, then do a jumping front kick, put your foot down, and then do the side kick. When it came to my turn, I'd watched everybody and marked it on my end the entire time just so I wouldn't mess up the footwork. And then I proceeded to mess up the footwork, mainly because when I did my front kick, instead of placing my kick down, like where my instead of when I did my front kick, instead of placing my foot down where it landed, I brought my foot back into the normal initial standard position. And that caused me to basically reverse the jumping front kick and the side kick. Now, not a big issue because as long as I know it looks like I know what I'm doing, it's not a problem. I was just frustrated that I like missed that detail. Um, so that annoyed me. And then we went to sparring. Sparring is sick. Okay, sparring is addicting. I get it because I'm a white belt and I'm not getting hurt and actually kicked and actually bruised that much right now. But sparring is addicting. The way they tested us was they make you find a partner around a similar belt level or just anybody, and you have to go for 1 minute rounds. And because not everybody can spar everybody on the same mat in that space, we do it in like certain small groups, like groups of pairs, and everybody goes for a minute. And the requirement is for you to have sparred three separate 1 minute sessions. Um, so I went the first time with a brown belt, was sick. Like I didn't even know it was over when it was over. And I went back to the side. I was like, that was way too short. I need more. And my other my friends were like, I'm gassed already. I was like, nah, I need another one. So then the second round came, and me and the white belt who trains at the same gym as I do, she and I partnered up for this one because we also didn't know who else to partner up with at that point. So we just partnered up with each other. And so we sparred for that minute and then we were done. And then what happened was by the time that it was our turn to do our third session, apparently everybody else had already gone a third time and we were the only two who had not gone a third time. So in front of everybody, she and I are just me and her just 1 minute light sparring. And we just sparred each other, so we were trying to find different partners. There's not different partners to find. So we just did it ourselves. Uh, that was cool. I could tell for her if she was nervous. It was like a bit nerve wracking for her, and she was much more gassed than I was. So it was really good. It was very enjoyable to spar with her a second time, and we were kind of pushing each other, or I was at least pushing her, like throw the kick, throw the kick, throw the kick, block, hit, kick, 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 doing the combos, doing the sequences, shuffling around to make sure both of us are moving. We had people on the side like telling us, keep your arms up, keep your arms up, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. So everybody said we had a good sparring session. Even like onto like yesterday's class when we came back, everybody was like, that was I mean, you did have to go solo, you two, but that was a good sparring session. So I was like, that's cool. I fuck with that. Thank you so much. So that was great. And after that, we had not board breaks. We had pumses. Pumses are for lack of a better word, movement sequences for each belt level. I don't know exactly what to call them in English, but for each belt level, you have to learn a pumse, which is just a sequence of steps and movements. And I've been practicing the pumses for a week. Every class we practiced in class, I'd forgotten like one thing. So for this one, I was like, I need to make sure I don't forget the pumse. I do it all right. I key up at the right steps, and I have the proper snaps and poses and like surety and like um, I'm steady and everything. I'm very sharp and precise. So we got to the pumses. Everything was good. Literally no trouble at all. It was awesome. I remembered everything. We went uh, with the count that the proctor did, and it was cool. Super exciting. Last thing was the board breaks. Now, guy like me, I've always fantasized about breaking a board with my fist or my foot, and I never thought I could. To be honest with you, I never thought I could. I don't think I can, but I never thought I could. But for every belt level, you have to do a board break with a specific type of kick. Um, and they teach you in class of like how do you kick, where on the board do you kick, practice kicking, things like that. It always took me 2 tries to break the practice boards in class. Now, I'm pretty sure that these like like boards that they have for us are thin enough to where you can kick them and they'll break, thick enough to where it doesn't look like they're just paper, and they're just easily breakable. Because personally speaking, I don't know if my level of kick can break like just a normal piece of like wood out there and things like that. Yeah. But it was really cool seeing the kind of kicks that people had to do. Some black belts had to do like flying, like knee kicks. Some people had to do like reverse back kicks. Some people had to do like skipping roundhouse kicks. I just had to do a normal front kick because I'm a white belt. And then on certain levels, it goes higher. I know the yellow belt had to do a roundhouse kick, so that one must have hurt the top of their foot. But yo, I got mine on my first try. I was very happy. I was very happy with that. I was very happy with everybody else who did their kicks, all that stuff too. So that was my entire experience with the belt exam. It was awesome. Honestly, it was a great, great time. And I have to say, the one thing I loved about it was the community aspect of it. And that's the one thing that I was hoping for here, right? I loved how everybody was cheering each other on. I loved how everybody was vocal for each other. I loved how everybody was so helpful. It was cool learning from other people, whether or not they're teaching you, seeing them, you're learning from them, whether it's their movement, their technique, um, their posture, their positioning, their footwork, all that stuff, right? And so I definitely felt the camaraderie in this one as well, in this belt exam. So that was really cool. Definitely, definitely, definitely enjoyed it. And I've really been enjoying my time in this class as well. I do want to shout them out. Dragon Gym in the Pennsylvania area, in the Phoenixville, Exton, and Berwyn towns in Pennsylvania. Dragon Gym, great, really great. I'd been holding off writing a review on Google because I wanted to get through this first belt exam to see how I actually felt about it going through an entire cycle. So now I'm going to write the review online and stuff like that for my instructor because he's awesome. Caesar is awesome. I fucking love Caesar. He's a really cool dude. But that's Taekwondo, guys. Taekwondo is dope. It's going. I'm going to keep training. Um, the next exam, I believe, for me is for to go from orange to yellow, which is going to be cool. And then on Tuesday, we got back to class and Caesar did a massive cardio burner that left me almost wanting to vomit in class. Literally, at the end of the last like burnout cardio session, I was like crawling on the ground trying to get to my spot. I was like, I'll get there, don't worry. I was like, oh my God, I feel like throwing up. Caesar was like, don't. He was like, don't do it. So Taekwondo's been cool. That's enough. That's it. Taekwondo's been cool. Definitely great mental strengthening and physical strengthening, and I love it. Um, I did also start speech coaching. It's a 5 session, 5 video call session, 5 session program. Let's go with that. It's a 5 session program with honestly somebody that I found on YouTube. Talked to her once last year, got a good vibe, made sure like she was legit. And then this year, I was like, I think I want to do it. Why do I want to do speech coaching in the first place? I don't like the way I speak generally, and I want to improve how I speak. I never thought that I could do that. I thought that life just made me speak this way and this is the way that I'm going to speak. But I was inspired by Chris Williamson, which as I have been with many other things, which is really annoys me, but also it's really cool that can be that one person can inspire me in so many different ways. But when I realized that this was a possibility was in one of his either podcasts or vlogs, he was talking about how initially when he started the podcast and things weren't going well and all that stuff, or just not really getting any plays or whatever, up until the point when starting to gain some traction, starting to gain followers and subscribers. And then he went to his podcast manager. He said, "I really want to do this full time. How can we make this better? How can we get better guests? How can we make this podcast a better production? Um, I want to get a speech coach. I want to get a comedy coach. I want to get all these coaches to make sure like I myself am a good speaker, orator, podcaster, etc." And I was like, wait a minute. These people who you watch online who do these type of things, whether it's podcaster, a newscaster, a content creator, a video personality, whatever it is, not all of them are naturally gifted with the talent that you see that they have now. Some of them train that with people. And I was like, wait a minute, I could do that then. I could really do that. And when I first thought about it and I was talking to my wife about it, I was like, I want to do it. Even if I stopped creating content, I would still want to do this because I still don't like the way I speak. And I feel like it would just make me a better person to improve how I speak and get over the hurdles or the issues that I have around speaking. Now you might be wondering, Arsh, what are you talking about? Just go back and listen to all the podcasts, literally all of the podcasts. You will understand what I'm talking about. The way I'm talking right now is basically how I want to talk. It is clear. It is not concise, but my pacing is better. My rate of speech is better. I feel like I'm projecting and have a good voice. Right now I am still eating my words a little bit, but I think that's because I haven't just gotten used to um the volume and the voice that I actually want to project. Ideally, I'll be around here. This would be my normal speech right here. But I'm currently right here. And with time, I think I'll get to down here a bit more consistently and then we'll basically be at this pitch, this pace, this way of talking for the majority of my life, which I really want. I really do want that. Um, and I get that different people speak in different ways, and not always are bad, not always are good, all that stuff. It's all subjective. It's just when I listen to myself back, I don't like it. And I keep thinking that if I don't like how I'm saying things and I don't like listening to myself, there's a good chance other people may not as well. Other people also may, but there's a good chance other people also may not. And this is all for me, but the benefit is hopefully somebody on the other end, you who's listening right now, is also hearing somebody who you can understand, who you can follow along with, who you can keep up with, who whose speech doesn't put you off. You know what I mean? So started speech coaching. The first session itself, banger. Literally, the entire first session I had with this coach was over a 50-second intro to the one with Andy Yu. In the podcast with Andy Yu, it was just the first 50 seconds of that. We just analyzed that the entire 1 hour and we're just talking through that. What to improve on, what to do, what not, what am I doing? What patterns am I repeating? What is causing me to speak in such a way, things like that, right? If you're noticing, if you're on the video of this podcast and not just the audio, if you're noticing that it looks a little bit different, it's because I'm recording on my Mac right now. And that's because one of our things was put away the camera, record on your Mac so that when you're looking at the webcam and the screen, it looks like you're looking at the person or at the camera who's talking to you. And this is mainly for podcasts that I have with guests where I have a hard time because my camera and where the guest isn't at the same spot. It's more difficult. I think I have a way to fix that for next time, but for now, this is what we're doing. But this is practice. This is me practicing speaking into the screen without looking away, without wandering, without really losing focus. This is a focus exercise, is really what this is. Um, I would love to talk to you guys about all the little details that we talked about over all the sessions. I might wait to do that towards the end of it so I can really like hopefully build like the entire story for you guys of like where we were, where we went to, what I worked on along the ways, things like that. But I have to say, speech coaching is amazing. Once again, I am upset that the person that I wanted to record with tonight is not responding anymore because I was supposed to practice recording with somebody and looking at the screen so that uh, I could get used to this focus thing, see if it helps my speech, helps me focus, helps my pitch, helps my pace, all that stuff. But it's just you and me, okay? It's just you and me today. We're at the halfway point in the podcast, so I'm just checking in. How are you guys doing? Are you guys doing okay? How has your year been so far? We are getting, by the time this goes out, it's like the end of March, right? It's already been three months into the year. How are we doing? Are you achieving your goals? Have you already achieved goals you set out to achieve? Are you working on them right now? Do you need a little bit of help or a little bit of checking in? If you do, I got you. Mutuals, I got you. Non-mutuals, I got you too. Just let me know what you want to work on, and I'm here. I'm here for you. I hope everybody has been doing well, and you're achieving what you want to achieve in life. I really hope so. Because personally speaking, we're trying. As a man, we're trying. The next thing I wanted to talk about actually is Fableware, because Fableware's been interesting. Every month I've been putting something into the company, whether it's the first month is I redid the website. The second month I sent product to people to hopefully if they like it, they would help get the word out, word of mouth. Basically like a marketing or an advertising box for people. The third month, March, I actually got an interesting business opportunity. It's not necessarily the usual Fableware product, but it's very similar. And once it's done, I'll talk to you guys about it. But just know for March is this new interesting business opportunity that I have with Fableware that I'm excited to do, and I work on it every single day that I can. My goal, I have decided, my goal this year is to make 100 sales in Fableware. I'm currently at one. I'm currently at one sale right now. And when we just got 99 to go, really, that's what it is. We just have 99 sales to go. So if you're watching this, listening to this, if you want to head over to fableware.shop and see if any of those designs intrigue you, pick one up. Pick one up for you, for your partner, for your parents, we don't have children's sizes, but if you have like an adult sized child, pick one up from them as well. Pick one up for your friend. We have Fableware Classic designs, which are basically just a white and black t-shirt with the Fableware logo and emblem on them for more going out casual vibes. If you wanted to go to work in Fableware, there's sweaters for those, long sleeves for those, t-shirts for those as well. Basically like a more business friendly casual place to wear Fableware. But if you fuck with the Fableware vision, check out the fantasy lines. The fantasy lines are sick, okay? I love these. And I have to tell you, my confidence with Fableware goes up every time. Sometimes I'll just blindly send this to people, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm I just wanted to give you a gift, and so here it is." And they'll get it, and they'll say, "This is awesome. Wait a minute, this design is dope. This is also exactly what the type of clothing that I love, which is solid color with just one design on the corner, very minimal, very nice fitting. The quality is very soft. It's Bella canvas. It's awesome. It's super soft. And if you wear it true to size, it's also form fitting to an extent. So it also makes you look good. I look really good in the black and white mediums. I'm not gonna lie to you. So Fableware has been dope. Just you know, doing what I can there. And could I be putting more time into it? Yes. Am I right now? No. Taking it in baby steps, really trying to do it right each step right now, and I can feel myself being pulled into it as opposed to pushing myself into it and then pushing myself away. But I have to say, every time I send it to somebody, they really fucking love it. So all I'm saying is, you will really fucking love it too, if you give it a chance. More designs are always on the way as I want to design them. Right now, we're sticking with these designs, and I just want to push them out. But like I said, I have more on the way. They're all in here, and some of them are in the vault. So that's Fableware. And last but not least, where are we at in life? Where am I at in life? I've been learning a lot. I've been trying to get out of my head, think less, ruminate less, and live in the present more, which is very hard for me because the way that I live in the present is by thinking through things in order to not fail, in order to meet expectations set upon me, in order to do what I need to do so that somebody doesn't have a reason to complain or be upset at me. And that makes life a bit tiring, a bit difficult to navigate. And it just gets strenuous. It's like a state of hypervigilance on top of the hyper self-awareness that I already have. So it's not the most fun way to live. And so I'm trying to reduce that time, reduce the amount of time that I spend just in my head and trying to just make sure I'm out living, right? I've been fairly okay with daily tasks and daily to-do lists that if tell myself I want to do this in one day, I will try and do that day. I will say I love this thing. I saw this on probably TikTok or YouTube. It's the reminders app on your iPhone. You can get widgets, and you can make multiple widgets of the same app. So what I have done is I made 6 widgets of the reminders app, and you make different reminder lists on there. So I made a list for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then one list for Saturday and Sunday, basically the weekend. And so what's really cool is you can set reminders and the widgets will just be on your home screen. So when I go here and I look at like what if I told myself I want to do this week? Okay, I did that one thing. I'll tap it and then it'll just go away. And then the next thing will flow back up. That's really cool. And then another thing is I added the reminder. There's a separate like daily reminder list that I have, like daily to-do list, like brush your teeth daily, make sure you're drinking your creatine daily, make sure today you try and move for 15 minutes, stretch for 10 minutes, meditate for 10 minutes, do your nasal rinse. Um, so there was another one, but I forgot what it was right now. But this thing down here basically gives me the top 2 of that list each time because they're usually in sequential order. So I wake up, brush my teeth, check it off. What's the next thing on there? I have to stretch. Okay, stretch for 10 minutes, check it off. I have one on there. I remembered what it was now. It's called silent time for 5 to 10 minutes. Essentially, because I bombard myself with content, YouTube videos, music, something's always playing all the time with me. I am one of those people. I'm sorry. I am one of those people. I have a real issue with that. And so I try every day for at least 5 to 10 minutes just to have complete silence around me. Just sit. I sometimes combine that with my meditation, sometimes I'll separate that, but I'll try to have complete silence around me, nothing playing, nothing that I'm looking at, anything like that, and just be in silence. And that helps train, 1, how easily distracted I get. It helps train my, level of brain activity, in my opinion. If it helps me focus on tasks that I need to focus on, and altogether just feels really good. Altogether, it feels really, really good, and you can't that's all you can say is it just feels really, really good. So, yeah, that has been a newer thing in life that I've been trying out are these reminders and to-do lists, which it's working. It's working for the most part, and I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy it. Um, right now I'm very, very busy with the chapter by chapter read-alongs that I do on my short form content platforms. Basically, we're reading through Morning Star, which is book 3 of the Red Rising trilogy. And for Red Rising and Golden Sun, what I'd done was I read every chapter that I read of the book, I wrote down notes and I made a sub 3-minute video recapping that chapter along with some personal commentary. And I posted that across all the platforms. Um, it it has very low chance of going viral, but it's really good for community building because the amount of people that I've had coming into the comments saying, "I really appreciate you doing this because I'm reading it along the same time that you are, so it's really cool to finish reading a chapter and then come watch your video." Or for some people, it's like, "Oh, I read this so long ago, it's kinda nice catching up with it, watching your videos," and things like that, right? It's like a video game playthrough, but with a book. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, low chance of virality, but very nice community building. It's just that this book has been a slog to get through. It's 64 chapters, meaning I have to record and post 3 videos a day. So there's certain days that I have videos recorded and I'll post them. Certain days I don't have videos recorded, so I'll post like 3 non-morning star videos that day to give me time to record, edit, and export and publish not even record, read, note, record, edit, and then publish the videos for the next set of chapters that I have to do. So it's been draining for sure. And we're almost done. I'm on chapter 55 now out of 64. So I could have been done by now, but there were definitely weeks in the month where I just did nothing and played video games. Because I am still a gamer, guys. Guys, come on. I am still a gamer. So I have sometimes when work gets really stressful or life gets really stressful, I just need a little bit of shirk all of my responsibilities and just play video games for X amount of time. And I did that. I did that with Core Keeper, amazing game. I'm currently doing that with Slay the Spire 2, which I'm trying to not do it as much because it's like all the time that I'm spending playing those games could be spent reading or editing or recording or whatever it is, but pacing ourselves so we don't fully burn out. But it's been good. It's been really good. Been really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to this book fucking ending so I can put down the chapter by chapter stuff, go back to 1 or 2 videos a day, which I know is gonna fuck up my algorithm and my posting schedule and all the stuff that they tell you not to fuck with for April and May. But it'll also let me read other books because there's so many other books that I want to read that I haven't been reading all month because I've just been reading this one book. Literally, I've not read a single other book this month except for this book. And usually, if I'm more on top of reading, I can get through multiple books in a month. I probably will only be reading Morningstar this month because of how hectic everything else has been in life, which I'm fine with, but it's annoying. It's a little bit annoying because I have a whole 70 book TBR that I want to get through, and I don't know how many books I've read this year so far. I read 8 books in February, I think 6 books and 3 manhwa in January. So I'm at 15 with Morningstar to this. 15 is not enough, okay? Which means you gotta up the pace. We gotta up the pace, okay? So definitely gonna be slamming more books into my brain over the next few weeks to make up for the 1 month of March, which is really funny because last March I think I read like 3 or 4 books. So funny how that works. Hopefully, I just don't fall into any reading slumps this year. Is my only hope. I think I have enough books to keep my attention and keep my like uh, uh, keep the freshness of reading alive so that I don't fall into any sort of slumps. Um, and that's going to be cool. That's going to be really fun. All right, guys, I think that is it for this video. I appreciate you listening thus far, just with this check-in that we're doing. I had a fun time talking to you guys. I had a fun time laying out everything and practicing this new way of speaking that I want to practice on this new setup that I'm doing, everything like that, right? I just appreciate it. I appreciate you all. Thank you for listening. I will catch you guys in the next video, which will be another guest video. And I hope you enjoy the next one. Um, if I'm not mistaken, the next one that I'm gonna be uploading is the one with my use, and we had some technical difficulties in there, so the video quality is not the best, but the conversation is so amazing that it's still like one of the favorite calls that I've done all year. Um, she basically flips the script on me, and she like reverse podcasts me, and so we're both just talking, like we are talking. Okay, so I'll catch you guys in that one. Don't be strangers. Reach out if you need anything. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. And let me know who you'd like to see on the podcast next. If there's any guests that you have in mind, let me know. Like, hey, I think this person would be great for your podcast. I'll reach out to them. Just give me their name and or their contact information, whatever you have. Just don't dox them in public. DM me. I'm over explaining things that I don't need to explain right now. This is what I was talking about going through life overthinking and ruminating too much and then providing too much detail in the things that I say. I could have just left it at that. I could just stop talking. I'm just going to stop talking. I'll catch you guys later.